Wow, we're actually live.
First try.
First try.
Hey, look.
It figured it out. Woohoo!
All right, guys, we welcome you to another episode of Brewnomics. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody out there in podcast land. I hope you have a delicious beer in hand and are ready to listen to Brewnomics. I'm Jerry.
I'm Paul. I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
Episode 41. Chugging along.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Yeah. Last episode before All Hallows Eve.
Yep, recording on the 27th.
Which is one of my personal favorite holidays. Love dressing up in costumes. Love scary movies and stuff. So we're going to talk about our favorite paranormal comic book characters. And we're going to drink some beer that you could say is fall-inspired beer. This seasonal, maybe.
It's a little spooky.
Maybe. Spooky. First one, we're going to do our Oktoberfest. This is kind of really your traditional, your staple for the Oktoberfests.
Oh yeah, this is going to be the Spaten Munich Oktoberfest, and we actually decided to wrap up our Oktoberfest series with beer that is actually from
An actual German Oktoberfest.
Yes, something a little more classic.
Why don't you guys tell me about this while I finish pouring it up?
I got this beer from the Growler guys. We got it in a crowler, which are always pretty cool. They actually pour the beer into a big, giant looking 32-ounce can, and then they screw the top on right there because it's poured from the tap. Awesome for taking on trips or whatever because you can pack it out and it compacts back down.
It's a lot easier to recycle than glass, especially in Idaho, since you can't recycle
Yeah.
glass. It's amazing to me still how many people aren't aware of what a crowler is yet, because I'll sometimes be like, yeah, I picked up a crowler of it. A crowler? What's a crowler? What do you think it is? Is it like a growler, but in a can? There you go. That's usually how the conversation goes.
And I think I paid, I want to say like $8.99.
That's about the standard price for crowlers, which I really like because most places you pay for the beer, but you get the crowler for free.
Yeah.
You get that growler for free.
For free. So, what do we have on Untapped, Vic?
So Untapped has us sitting at, let's see here, 5.9% alcohol by volume. We are sitting on 23 IBUs. It has an average rating of 3.63.
5.9.
And we have one out of 183,900 total check-ins. It has 130,000 unique check-ins and 2,700 monthly check-ins.
Nice. This is a little bit darker than your standard Oktoberfest, I think.
Yeah.
Just a smidge. Just a shade, a hue.
It's not red. It's more brown color than golden, I would say.
That is a good traditional Oktoberfest. I dig this. What is it, a 363 on Untapped? Is that what you said?
That's what it said.
All right.
Yeah, we stopped listening.
Oh, that's fair.
Aw.
What numbers?
True, though.
Nobody likes them.
No, it's your smooth, velvety voice, Vic. That's what it is. It's like, oh, call me. Okay, sleep.
You just start. He's got that late night slow jazz AM radio DJ voice.
That's Vic's other side job.
I got a couple of side hustles,
Okay. Well, yeah, this is, I think, a good classic Oktoberfest. I like the 363 rating. I like the 5.9. I like the price. I'll give it a 3.75. Yeah, maybe a little high. No, sticking with it. What, Will?
Sorry, I hate the fact that you take my rating every time.
We just have the same. I don't take it just because we go first. Or just because we go first, because I go first sometimes.
No, I agree. This beer is incredibly sessionable, especially for me. There's lots of good caramel notes to it. Very, very smooth, which is exactly what you want in an Oktoberfest, because it's supposed to be an all-day drinker.
Absolutely. And just dark enough to warm you up on a cool, crisp autumn day.
Yeah, 3.75 for me.
Yeah, this is a solid representation of an Oktoberfest. I'm gonna join you guys on the 375 bandwagon. Tasty.
It is tasty.
Is
Though.
that a wee thought, Jerry?
Tasty. A what
There it
thought?
is. Oh, symbiote thought.
Oh, a symbiote. Okay,
Since yeah,
There you go.
wee and then the
I get you.
yes.
I thought you said a weed thought. And I was like, why are you asking me? I'm indulging the devil's lettuce. Well, let's get
I think you have a
into.
guilty conscience. Let's go.
We don't have Paula's
Spicy.
rating.
Oh shit, we do. We don't have Paula's rating. I'm sorry, Paula.
Very good.
Okay,
Sorry.
you caught me.
4.0. I like this
Nice.
Octo.
Very well done.
It is a very good. You can see why this is kind of the Octo's Octo. And I'm sorry, Vic, did I skip your rating too?
No, I said it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, while you're done,
Yeah, you're good.
It's 375.
Making my beer notes and not listening to
Pay
anybody. All right, well, let's get on to some news while we finish up this booze.
All right, boozing and newsing.
Yeah.
Boozing and boozing. We need a
let's-
bumper, people. We need a bumper.
Exactly.
You know music? Do it.
Quick wrestling news out of the way. As we are recording this very podcast, the first ever all women's WWE pay-per-view is happening.
Ooh.
So we'll see how that goes. I
I'm
don't
guessing
know.
you have it recorded.
Oh, of course. No, I don't. I have the WWE Network, which is on demand,
Ah,
so I can watch it whenever. I might watch it after this. We'll see. They usually go forever. I've got tomorrow off. We'll probably watch it tomorrow with Jessica. Carve some pumpkins.
There you go.
more pumpkin carving.
I didn't do any pumpkin carving.
Oh, was that all big?
No, it was all Paula,
That was all me.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking social butterfly.
Yeah. No, Vic was working and I had a massive migraine, so I just stayed home and finished Daredevil. And also, sad wrestling news, fucking Roman Reigns, who was the WWE Universal Champion, love him or hate him, gets good reaction. I personally really like the dude. We've always said that. I know Vic likes him. He was here when we went and saw him live, put on a hell of a show. Had to relinquish the belt because of a real life battle with leukemia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really sucks, man. It's like, it actually shook quite a bit of the wrestling world. He didn't really tell anybody before he went out there. And like two of the commentators actually like broke down in legit tears because they're actually really close to him and stuff. It's incredibly well respected backstage and probably maybe one of the best work ethics. But they're thinking he could be gone 2 to 3 years if he beats it. So that sucks. So we're just saying, we hope to beat it, Roman.
That dragon cancer.
Yeah, he got it when he was 21 and beat it. So
Okay,
hopefully he beats
wow.
it again. And it's weird to see it because this dude is massive. He's like a 6'5" Samoan, probably weighs 285 pounds.
Dang.
Badass looking tattoos. I mean, kind of looks like Jason Momoa, really. So to see that even, leukemia can take out somebody like that really sucks.
Basically like The Rock's character in Moana.
Kind of, yeah. Actually, he's the Rock's legit cousin.
Oh, okay.
I think they're third cousins or something. They're distant cousins, but they are legit cousins. Because almost every single Samoan in professional wrestling is related, except for Samoa Joe, I think.
The one guy goes by the moniker
Yeah,
Samoa.
But that's like almost a legit fact, I think.
Yeah, I think
He's
you're
the
right.
only one not related in one way or another to the rest. And there are. You're like, oh yeah, that doesn't. You don't realize how many Samoans there are in wrestling.
Nice
It's
Jacks.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd how many there are. But it's cool that, it's medicine's progressed quite a bit. He's got all the resources. So we're rooting for you. Hopefully it's not a death. It's not really a death sentence anymore for the most part if you catch it early enough. And I think they did.
Cool. I hope so, yeah.
That's all I got on that. It's kind of sad. Moving on.
Moving on. 10 days.
I think you've got the rest of the notes on news, Jerry.
I actually think I see Vic's got something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got some rando stuff here. I read last week that the price of beer can increase due to global warming.
Doesn't surprise me.
So yeah,
I've been reading a lot of shit on that. Wine, tequila,
all spirits,
chocolate.
chocolate.
A
Yeah,
lot of things are like that right now.
yeah, that's gonna be fucking happening. So thanks, global warming, for being a dickhole.
One of the most frustrating things to me, I try not to say global warming because they denounced that term. It's just climate change now.
It's whatever.
Because you'll get people like, oh, like 2 winters ago, how we had that crazy winter here. It's like,
Yeah, we had.
oh, if global warming's
40
real,
inches of
why is
snow.
it so cold? Fuck off, you goddamn hillbilly. Read a textbook. Oh, you probably can't read a textbook. Watch a documentary, because that's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah, but they're not
Probably
gonna
still won't
listen to
understand the words.
No.
Exactly. So that to me, the ultimate level of stupidity is when people are like, it's a hoax. Yes.
No, the ultimate level of stupidity is when people are proud of being ignorant.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Global warming is a hoax. The earth is flat. Although most flat earthers are actually very pro climate change is a real thing. It's a paradox.
They don't
It's a
want
goddamn paradox.
They
I
don't
have to wrap
really.
my mind around that.
They just don't want to hurt the turtle that the earth is.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's be clear about that.
But yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. It makes me sad because hops, wheat, barley, it's all gonna be affected.
No, farming in
Yeah.
general.
Save the booze, people. Take care of the planet.
So
Come on
you
now.
could be paying like absurd amounts of cash for your Miller Coors, Bud Lights,
Mhm.
and Miller Lights in the coming years.
Maybe not those ones so much because it's all malts and extracts.
They use
But anyway,
rice.
real beer
Yeah.
and rice, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that's just an example. But yeah, it's beer could go the way of like incredibly expensive wine these days. So you might see like an increase in really incredible craft beers that might charge an extra amount of money because, well, now they can't.
Yeah. I know we try to encourage recycling a lot on this podcast
Yes, we
and
do.
shit like that because obviously we drink it, but we are all, I think it's safe to say, 4 of us very pro-environmentalists. We
Yes.
think you should take care of this planet.
Yeah, gotta leave something for
Yeah,
my kids.
exactly. I
You
mean,
know
at
what?
this rate, leave it for us. Jesus, I want to have a planet on by the time I'm 50. At this rate, I'm not so sure.
Speaking of which, this podcast is entirely all cans.
Oh yeah, fun fact.
There you go.
Except for my sipping beers in a glass, but every single one we're actually drinking for it is a can. I'm glad you remember to say something about that. Well,
Solid. Yeah.
recycle. Okay, so
Yay, hippie
Yeah.
earth stuff.
yeah, save the planet, save the beer. I mean, really, if
Yeah.
anything, comes down to that. What else do I have? Ah, shit. This is one I was actually going to ask you about. Well,
Okay.
so the Avengers 4 Part 2 trailer is out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
You gonna watch it?
No.
No, I thought you might have that one be the one that breaks you.
No, I have decided that I will be resuming trailer watching after the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Is that the
Okay.
deadline we're
Yeah.
going with?
Yeah, so the day after the Super Bowl hits, then I can start.
Might as well
watching
call it the Super Bowl because you're going to be seeing a bunch of trailers during then.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I think that's fair.
Might
I
as well
think the
just watch
Super
it.
Bowl.
That's when I
counts.
started. So
Really?
it will be a
Oh.
full year.
Okay.
I think the day of counts.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely would count. That'd be almost perfect timing. This is one that I was wondering if it was going to break you, but at the same time, I'm considering
Not
trying to
watching it.
avoid everything about this movie.
I don't blame you. I think you should.
It's also kind of hard when we have a podcast specifically based around comic book movies and shit like that. I know
That's
beer,
a good
but
point.
beer's kind of taken over, but the whole idea behind this podcast was just as much comic books, really, because that's our second passion, at least amongst Vic, Paul, and myself.
No,
And I was
I've read.
really getting there too.
I've probably read more
Um,
comic books these last 3 weeks than you guys read in the last 2 months.
Actually, maybe. I know that Terry, you've been, well, I would,
I
I've been reading a lot of them lately too. But I know
Yeah.
you've been on a big tear.
think you've been on a tear, yeah. for sure.
So maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mostly because I go to Cat Comics every week and I get about
Oh, that's
6
right.
of
You,
them.
you
so-
have a subscription. I do forget.
So there's that.
But there's so many that I haven't read, but I just
No,
go to
I
the
like
library,
I like
so-
your style, man. More power to you. Keep on.
Yeah, and again, if you're not sure and you don't want to go buy comic books, listen to Will's advice and go to your library.
Yeah, they have them.
They have a lot of them. Do they
You
have
can-
a lot of them?
they
It
have a-
depends on which branch.
They
you
have
go
a
to.
lot of them. And if they don't have the one that you're looking for at that branch, put it on hold. It will be there in a couple weeks.
Right.
I almost guarantee it.
So do that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Recycle and read comic books. Put it on a t-shirt. It's our t-shirt, bitches.
The T-shirts that made it.
Also want,
Recyclable
this is our
material.
t-shirt, bitches, on
Yeah.
a t-shirt.
Write that down.
Both of them.
Write that down.
What about you, Paula Vic? What are you thinking on the next Avengers 4 trailer? You're just gonna watch it like normal?
Yeah.
Not watch it. Yeah.
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 I'm probably gonna watch it. I don't think I'll be able to avoid it. It'll happen sooner or
I'm
later.
just warning you. The original Avengers Infinity War trailer was what broke me into going down the rabbit hole of no trailers.
Okay.
It was when I saw the Hulkbuster armor out in Wakanda.
Wakanada?
And I saw the way that it was moving, and I was like, that is not Tony Stark in that Iron Man suit.
We already knew that.
I'm willing to bet
Yeah.
that it is Bruce Banner.
Yep.
Which is funny because everyone else was willing to bet it was Pepper Potts, and I was like, no,
Nah.
it's not gonna be Pepper Potts.
No.
But speaking of Pepper Potts, she's do you guys see what her costume looks like, the rollout that you saw? She's part of the rescue situation.
Did I see that? I
She's
thought I
got-
saw some in Avengers 4,
Yes.
Part 2.
Part
D.
Yes.
That was so cute if you guys didn't. I didn't see. I heard she was gonna be rescued down under.
Yeah, Paltrow looks good, man. She's got that Tony Stark armor on, and it is
What's her fucking name?
fantastic.
That's Rescue.
Rescue. Okay, I was pretty close. I was
It's like a dark blue metallic armor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks
looks like a step.
but I have not seen the Gwyneth Paltrow one. I just heard she was gonna be rescued. Rescue.
Well, yeah, and I'm assuming, I feel like Hawkeye, correct me if I'm wrong, do you think Hawkeye would be a part of that?
Yes.
Oh, I think they've confirmed he's back for it.
Well, he was part of the shooting. I mean, he was there. He was on site. He had his trailer there and everything. And they're like, why did he have his trailer there if he wasn't in the last one? What did he
Fucking hang out with his friends. In the trailer.
Thanks, Paula. We always make sure to invite you to everything.
Well, not everything.
This is true.
Not the white guy orgies.
Is it?
That's where I want to be at most.
Oh, you have white guy orgies?
Yes, we do. But you can't come.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, at the white guy orgy.
That's the white guy orgy.
Or
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you only get to see a little bit of it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gwyneth Paltrow sucks, though. She's not a bad actress, but like as a person, and she's not a good actress, but as a person, it just seems like she's such a stuck-up, pampered bitch.
That could be. I could see that.
Look up anything about it. Look at her Goop product line that's like $90 a half ounce of, I don't know, seahorse cum.
No, I've heard similar things that she's very hoity-toity.
It's
is the words that I
like
would
to a
use.
level that is just absurd.
Just entitled though.
Yeah. Not necessarily entitled. I don't know if that's the right word. Jennifer Lopez is entitled and also hoity-toity, but Gwyneth is very next, like that's, she's posh to the extreme.
Ah.
Doesn't she
Okay.
have a child named
And she-
Rain?
And she does weird things, like there's one
I don't
where
know.
she was encouraging that like bumblebee stings to the face for beauty purification.
For swelling?
It would swell first, but then it gets rid of all the toxins and your skin's smoother than ever afterwards or something queer like that.
This planet has enough problems of bumblebees, like, being so rare and scarce that we don't need them to be a beauty tip.
Can you just we just find a beep? Yeah, just a beep to it. If you do cut it out, don't cut this part out, so people are like, what did he say?
Yeah. I'll go. "Wee."
Speaking of bumblebees to the face, I have to keep it in. The Bumblebee movie and Aquaman movie are projected to have the lowest opening weekend in both prospective franchise or universes.
When does Bumblebee come out again?
They're both out soon. No, I don't know.
I mean, they're not out this year, right?
I think Aquaman's February. Am I making that up?
Aquaman should be December.
December? Is that the release?
Yes.
Okay. Look up Aquaman for sure, and I will look up.
Because I would think Bumblebee would be a summer movie, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I still don't think it's
Yeah, Aquaman's slated for this year.
Aquaman is slated for this year. So is Bumblebee, December 21.
Oh, same day.
Same day. Okay, so they're both expected to come out. Maybe that's why, is because they're going to be competing with each other. So
Okay.
Yeah.
interesting. Which is weird because Bumblebee is the first Transformer movie I've wanted to watch since the first Transformers movie.
Agreed. I think it looks really good. I'm actually pretty excited.
I know,
about
it
this
was
one.
weird because it was the first time I saw a trailer and went, do I want to watch a Transformers movie? I never thought that happened again. Like, it was a really good trailer. I'll at least give it that, and it got me intrigued.
Yeah.
And John Cena.
Well, I mean, I love it when they always go classic, dude. We got some G1 Transformers looking stuff.
Right,
You see, like,
exactly.
some legit OG Starscream, some legitimate fucking Optimus Prime. I'm
Soundwave.
really, yeah. You see
Mhm.
Soundwave, and he's pulling out the little
Cassette tape.
cassette tape deals with the little like, yeah, with the wolves, and I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
I'm not sure. I'm curious how Aquaman's gonna go though. Aquaman, I don't know. It seems to me like there's a lot of buzz about it. And I'm trying to like the lowest opening weekend. I wonder what is the lowest opening weekend for a DC movie so far. Is there a way to look that up?
We'll see.
When we do the next dead guy?
I wonder if the lowest one, okay, real quick before Vic actually says what it is and finds out, what do you all think the lowest DC movie was?
I feel like it should be Suicide Squad because fuck that movie, but that's not it. Probably Green Lantern.
Are you considering like the DC universe, like basically the launch since Man of Steel?
Oh, that's fair. If that's what we consider.
Yeah, because I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, probably right.
So which one would it be? Because I don't think it would be Batman versus Superman, and I don't know if it would be Justice League.
It probably would be Man of Steel.
I kind of want to think it might actually be Man of Steel.
Man of Steel's a great
But
movie.
everybody was hyped when that movie was coming out.
Maybe it
Because they
didn't
all
live up
wanted-
to
they
the
all wanted
hype,
to- they all
but I
wanted to
still
see it.
thought it was a pretty good movie.
But if it's talking opening weekend, all right, tell us what it is, Vic, because I don't think it's going to be Wonder Woman because that movie.
Oh my God, is it Teen Titans Go? Does that count?
That
No.
movie crap ton.
The movie is Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. That movie made $870,000 its opening. I couldn't even say the low number. It was blowing me away. $870,000 its opening.
I don't even think that covered the market.
What do we see within the current universe? Can you see?
Within the current universe,
Yeah.
looking and looking, and I'm looking and looking. So it would be after that by
Justice
Oh.
League.
I think, yeah,
JL.
Justice League.
Interesting. But that's still a huge opening weekend at what?
93 million, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
so that's not right.
No. Yeah, about a year ago to date, almost.
But I could totally see Aquaman making less than 93 million opening weekend, especially since it's competing with Bumblebee.
Yeah, because, well, people are going to have to make a
Let's look up
choice.
Transformers.
People are going to have to make a choice. Do you want to go to Transformers or do you want to
Ooh, that's a tough
Aquaman?
one. What is
Yeah.
your guys' choice?
Damn, that's a tough
That's a
choice for me.
really tough one. That's one I'd almost want to make a double feature. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly, yeah, like I want both, man.
But gun to head, Bumblebee. I'd rather see Bumblebee than Aquaman.
Gun to head, I'm going to go Aquaman, I'll be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Aquaman.
just because it's going to be so different than what I'm used to.
Yeah. I have lost all faith in Transformers.
So have I.
Aquaman.
But I've also lost most of my faith in DC. I really like the fact that Bumblebee has John Cena because I'm a fucking mark. I don't care. And I just don't really care for Jason Momoa's acting ability. I do not think he can carry a franchise, and this movie's going to be a flop, like the rest of DC.
Yeah, with that attitude, it's going to be Jerry.
You're a flop, man.
Wow.
Damn it.
Hey, Paula, you fucking take that back. You take it back. I hope I'm wrong. I think visually it'll at least be pretty good, but yeah, I just say I've pretty much lost my faith in the DC universe's ability to make a great movie. Same for Transformers, but
See, I remember going to
John
see
Cena.
Wonder Woman, and that movie was great.
it was good.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I just looked up the numbers for Transformers, and it says if we go on the whole entire universe, Transformers the movie, the animated one that came out in 1986, made opening weekend $1.7 million, which is a far cry from where it is. But
Well, I mean, for a giant commercial, that's pretty good.
yeah, right. I have that movie. I still love it. I don't give two shits about what people think of it. It's a great movie.
But current universe is the last night.
The Last Knight with a K.
Yes. Next
Yes.
beer.
The most recent.
Yeah,
Transformers
$44 million. Yeah.
Okay. Next beer.
This is from Rogue Classic. The Rogue Dead Guy Ale.
have to have this beer around Halloween, right?
Absolutely. Dead Guy Ale is a My Box style ale with a robust malt profile and a sweetness that is balanced by the liberal use of bittering hops. 6.8% in this bad mama jamma. And of course, these guys are from Newport, Oregon. Love this can. It's such a great can. Just pure black the whole way around it. The skeleton sitting with the hat and the beer and the boner.
It's like a velvety can too. If you just
It is a
feel
cool
like-
feel, different, kind of almost like a matte texture too.
Yeah, that
yeah.
finish.
I like it.
It absorbs light.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you guys know the original story behind the logo and the Dead Guy Ale?
Nah, drop some knowledge on us, bro.
Okay, so Rogue is a brewery out in Oregon. And they had a Halloween party, and they had this dead guy character sitting on top of the keg of their Dead Guy Ale for their Halloween party, and it was a huge hit. And people kept asking about it, and they kept asking about it, and they had a bunch left over too, but it lasted, and they decided, okay, yeah, we're gonna make that next year, and more people kept turning out for it, and it eventually just became a thing where it was a seasonal, and then it became like their best top-selling beer, and so that became their thing, and that became their logo with the dead guy on it, and it used to be sitting on a barrel.
Would you say this is their flagship?
Yes,
I would
that's the
think
word
so.
I was.
If it's for
Yeah.
Rogue, I was always kind of trying to think that, but with the way you describe it, thinking about it, I'd say this is their flagship.
Yeah. Used to be seasonal, now it's their flagship. So there you go. What do we got on tap for numbers and stuff?
I love so much real quick before we get into that. Sorry to interrupt. It's a Maibach, a Bach that's their flagship. A flagship is usually an IPA, 90% of the time.
Agreed. Yeah.
Sometimes you might get something different, but think
You might get a
about it,
lager.
or a lager, or I'm trying to think. What would you classify Fat Tire as?
Oh, that is a amber ale.
Amber. Oh, okay, something like that. There you go. I think this is the only one I can think of that a Bach is the flagship. And Rogue's got a lot of great beers.
Shiner Bock.
Well, as a whole, but they're
Hole punched right through that. You're welcome.
well, but they're not good. Shiner Bock's fine.
No, that's Texas.
Whatever. They're from Texas,
Everybody-
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you want to give me a 4.8% Bach over a 6.8? Not even in a conversation. Run for the win. Shiner Bock's actually not bad.
RBW.
It's super low in alcohol. Though.
All right, yeah, we'll let's give this a taste and a sniff.
Well, you were saying untapped ratings though?
Oh yeah, let's look at those numbers because they're funny. Let's see, 6.8% alcohol by volume, 40 IBUs. It's sitting on 3.72 of an average weight rating. It has 409,000 total check-ins, 279,000 unique check-ins, and just 2,400 check-ins this month.
I want to hear Paula's rating first. For once. That's Paula laughing if you can't tell.
I love that guy, man. I don't
Okay.
know who doesn't love that guy.
That's a very good
You're
point.
possibly a dead guy if you don't love this guy.
That should be their slogan.
4.0.
Oh shit, pull his dick out.
It's a good looking dick.
That's your second 4.0 of the podcast.
I know, right? I've been drinking all day. I'm feeling generous.
What was I saying? Oh, they have a lot of birthday parties to go to today.
Yeah, there's beers in all of them.
Happy birthday, Gavin Asher.
Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Oh, Gavin. Yeah. Happy birthday, Gavin. I know that kid.
Who hasn't rated it yet?
No one
Everybody
else.
You know what Jake's the only one? Okay.
All right.
No, you guys haven't rated it either. Yeah.
I think you're the only one that's rated it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3.5 on this. Still a good rating. Still
Still a good
hits the
rating,
thing, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it quite as much as the spot in Munich October, but and I think that's just because there was like a little bit of a zest at the back of this.
I like the zest.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
It's got like almost like a spicy to it, like
Mm-hmm.
because initially you're like, oh, this is kind of bland, and then it hits you on the back end. You're like, I like what you did there. Very cool.
It's not bad. I should probably be rating it higher, but yeah, 3.5.
I don't think a 3.5 is a bad rating.
I don't either.
I will say we don't agree on this rating. I like it as much as the Spaten. Not maybe a little bit better, but I think I'm going to stick with a 3.75 on this one. I like the 3.72 where it's at. I can drink this motherfucker all day.
You stole my ratings, son. I'm going to go 3.75 as well. I think it's a solid beer. I would drink this beer all day as well.
What's crazy about this is that I'm actually really close to being done with it already.
Just right at the lowest. Just
Maybe I
thirsty.
should bump it up. I don't know.
Sometimes it grows on you. It
Yeah,
grows
give
on
me a
you.
minute. Give me a minute. What other kind of news we got? And then let me see.
What do I have? There's not much news, really. It's actually a pretty low news week here. Let me get back to my notes. I apologize. So the show The Mandalorian, not the canceled movie project from Star Wars Boba Fett, but the show The Mandalorian, the one Jon Favreau's doing, apparently was a victim of a shit ton of theft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't say exactly what. This is according to the site The Blast. Says The Mandalorian was a victim to a theft which allegedly involved, quote, a bunch of expensive equipment. In particular, the camera department is the area of interest, and the creative team is concerned, quotes again, sensitive information, end quote, on a memory card might be out in the open. An investigation is currently underway. So yeah, apparently a bunch of equipment and stuff, including, well, I guess it's script details.
Huh. Wow.
Obviously, they're keeping it tight-lipped, but fuck
Right.
you, whoever did that.
Yeah, that's
What
pretty
a
good.
dickwad move to make.
Also, cameras are super expensive. And
Oh my god,
all of
especially
them-
these cameras.
Well,
Probably 15K minimum a camera.
Well, and the thing is that Hollywood cameras, like, unless you're gonna like personally use that and keep it under wraps or throw it in a closet and never ever look at it, like, and then there was no point, right, to the theft. That's just stupid because everything is, serial numbered and insured and categorized and everything, but it just slows the production down.
Well, you definitely can't pawn it, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not like Disney can't afford it, but ultimately, don't steal, don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's just dick hole move, man.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking let it happen. Let them do what they want to do with the fucking cameras. Stop being a dick.
That's like taking somebody's pen off their desk.
Right, just to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I know they really like that pin. That was a birthday gift. It's a really expensive pin. Means something to them. You know
Right.
what?
Well,
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
That's the only thought, like, behind it. Whatever, man.
So, whatever gets your jollies off. There is the black market in the dark web. They can beat dick weasels with that.
Yeah.
It can be. It's a dark web.
It is the dark web.
They're dick
That's why I
weasels.
mentioned it.
Reluctant, is it Reluctant Eric? Is that his name? Okay. He says bourbon aged barrel beers taste like barbecue sauce. Change his mind.
Barbecue sauce. I don't know about that. What bourbon aged barrels are you tasting?
what barbecue sauce are you tasting? And where do we get it?
Yeah.
I can see to an extent because a lot of bourbon aged barrels do have a smokiness about them that the wood brings about. So I do understand that, but I also think a lot of them have a huge sweetness.
Agreed.
Like
yeah.
the From Deschutes, the Abyss, bourbon aged in bourbon. No, that's tequila barrels.
No, well, there's a special reserve that's aged in tequila barrels, but there's your regular, like, Abyss special reserve, which is just in bourbon barrels.
And then the Dogfish had Bitches Brew,
Mhm.
bourbon barrel aged Bitches Brew.
Yep.
I guarantee that will not taste like barbecue
Not in
sauce.
the goddamn least, no. I challenge you to drink that.
That will
beer.
change your mind.
It will
If
blow
there's
your
one,
dick
that'll
straight
do it,
up in
because
the
that is
air.
a sweet, beautiful beer.
I love that beer.
It's magical.
Check out our one-off when Jerry and I drink that beer, and it blows your mind because it's great.
Do that, Eric.
Do that reluctantly.
Eric, right now.
Seriously, hit us up with about that.
If you guys don't know who Reluctant Eric is, he's my tattoo artist / friend. He's just a really fucking cool dude. I love giving him
Cool.
shit.
Oh,
But yeah, big shout out to him. If you're in the area and you need or want a tattoo, check
Get some
out Icon
ink.
Tattoo.
he's your man.
Don't say that. No, you want to, oh, I like your ink, bro. Fuck off.
Get out of
I call
here.
tattoos, not tats.
I'm sure Eric knows a couple bros that say that.
No, it's one of those things that every tattoo artist just rolls their eye at Okay.
Shit.
The symbol on the back of my neck.
Right, because it's been cummed on an infinite amount of times.
We're just gonna let that hang out there for a while.
We lost.
We've lost the podcast.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay, and then let's see, the last bit of news is next month, Shazam is doing what they thought were 2 weeks of scheduled reshoots. Because, you know, every movie for the most part has reshoots. So when you hear a movie's doing a reshoot, it's not a big reason to panic.
Mhm. Pretty
But
standard.
this one they
yeah.
said, we think it's going to take a lot longer than 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
And I'm
man.
bummed because I really want to watch this movie.
Me too, man. I'm really excited about this movie. So I'm very curious to see, like, it was probably they screen tested it and it came back like,
Oh,
not
whatever.
great.
And if you didn't tell me that Bumblebee was coming out same weekend as Aquaman, I would almost think this would be the lowest projected
My thought as well.
one. Because there's
Yeah.
still a lot of people, I'm like, I'm so fucking excited for Shazam.
And they're like, what
what's
is
a
Shazam?
Exactly.
What's
And I'm
a
just
Shazam?
like, ah, man.
They're like,
ShamWow.
it's not an app, asshole. It's
not the app. Wait, is that with Jamie Foxx?
No. It's nerd rage.
Exactly.
All kinds of
For
nerd rage.
sure. But man, that makes me nervous, and I don't want to be nervous.
I don't either, man. Because the trailer we saw, like, I got super jazzed about
Dude, I
it.
got
Like, it looks
goosebumps about
great
it,
already. I
right?
was like, what is happening here? Why do you need to do reshoots? What's going on?
Do you think it had anything to do with his suit? I heard that there was a lot of backlash about the.
I did hear that they were going to
Yeah.
say with the next trailer, which I don't think is dropped yet, they were going to show a new suit and some different powers.
That's me
So,
saying.
or enhanced, because yeah,
We
the
should.
suit was not super well received. There were some people that said they really loved it, and I was like, you fucking liar. Because as excited as I am about this movie, that was one of my least favorite things. I was like, really?
It looked kind of plasticky.
It looks
Yeah.
like a Halloween suit.
It's a Halloween
It's like a
costume.
really well done Halloween costume, but still a Halloween costume.
Which is probably like if they change the suit, then they're probably doing a lot of reshoots.
I wish
Stuff,
movies
stuff like
and
that.
a lot of comic book movies would focus more on the suit. You know, because I just recently watched Incredibles 2.
Like the fabrication of the suit.
Just exactly, just the,
Okay.
the kind of design behind it, you know, whatever it may be, how it keeps, what,
How it does.
you know,
How you dry clean it.
exactly. Incredibles 2 does such a phenomenal job with stuff like that, and they put a great, she's so good. They put such a wonderful importance on the suit, and then in
No capes.
like almost every single comic book movie, with maybe the exception of Iron Man, it's like a throwaway. The suit's just the suit. It's whatever, you know, it's the design. So we have the suit. They don't say anything behind, you know, any special thing it does or any meanings or.
Shout out to my my Twitter post on Brewnomics that easy Halloween costume.
Was that
ideas.
you?
Yeah.
I thought that was Paula. I loved it. Those were really great
Yeah.
ones, actually.
Go check that out on Twitter if you haven't.
If you haven't, yeah, if you're not following us, those were actually pretty cool. I was gonna wonder. Well done, Will.
Thank you.
I thought for sure that was
Yeah,
Paula.
good job, Will.
I guess Paula doesn't have a personal Twitter account, so he doesn't know what pops up unless he's looking at it. Like you and I will have a personal Twitter, so we can actually
Yeah.
see the tweets. Well, I guess Spider-Man, the new ones, there's kind of some importance on those
Oh, yeah, with
suits,
the eyes and everything.
which were pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, am I wrong? Is that just me? They'd like.
Doctor Strange's cloak.
And that was kind of my other thought, was that was a little bit there. Well, I guess they do in Black Panther.
Well, like Black Widow's suit is never mentioned.
Captain America suits are never mentioned.
He
Hawkeye's
always just says you have to have
yeah.
a uniform if you're going to go to work.
Exactly, you know. Even in these renditions of like Batman, they don't really put any emphasis on his suit. I guess kind of the first mech suit one they do a little bit, but after that it's totally lost.
Thor's armor was about him being worthy, right?
No.
The circular globe or whatever.
That was more like it's a reference, I think, the ultimate Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I like to say I want to see more importance in suits and superheroes.
I would say the Flash TV show has put a lot of. just
That's
emphasis
true.
on the
That's
suits.
pretty true. I will give you that. That's just because the way they do Cisco, he's so good with stuff like that. So I will give you that. That's actually, God, they do it better than almost any movie ever has done it. Save Incredibles.
Batman did it with turning the neck.
Yeah.
Well, the Bell universe, absolutely,
Yeah.
they did a really good
Christian
job
Bale,
with it.
yeah.
But our modern universes, I don't think we really get it.
Oh, with Batfleck.
Thing
No.
out of that with
No.
anything DC or Marvel for the most part. Again, with the exception of Iron Man and Black Panther.
I want to be in the idea
Ant-Man,
room
maybe.
where they're talking about the Batman movie, and then Clooney or whoever else is just like nipples, man.
Bat nipples.
Oh, no. That was totally the director. That was totally Joel Schumacher.
Oh, it was all Schumacher.
It was all
To me,
Schumacher.
the most ridiculous thing though was not bat nipples, was not bat cheeks, the bat credit card.
Yeah.
The most traceable thing on the fucking planet. All of a sudden, Batman has a credit card. Are you kidding me? That motherfucker is cash only.
Do you remember why they had that?
Because they were sponsored by MasterCard, I assume.
And they wanted to show it off is that they were going to use it in the drive-through at McDonald's
Oh yeah.
to highlight those glass cups.
Dude, that movie was
Oh my
100% of bullshit.
That was
Fucking trying to sell
egregious,
action figure.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just egregious. Oh my god. Still,
Kind of feel bad for my younger self who, went to go see those. Maybe not. I don't think I saw Batman Forever in the theaters, but I know I didn't see the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and George Clooney.
Batman and Robin.
I did not see that in theaters. I
totally did.
I did see Batman Forever though.
I saw Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Batman 89 in the other. I was a little too young to really see in theaters, so I saw them on VHS, but
Yeah, you were what, like 5, 4?
right
No,
around there, yeah,
3?
probably. Well, Batman 89, I was 2.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you were 2. Okay.
Yes.
I was 6.
6, okay.
there you go.
You're so old.
I know.
Gonna have to start looking for retirement homes for you soon. Do you guys, anybody got a tinkle or anything before we move on, or any other news you want to talk about before we move on to our favorite paranormal comic book characters? I don't know why I said it like that.
I'm good to push through. I'm ready for my next beer. Oh, and I am gonna bump that up to 375. So can we talk about this real quick before we have a break?
Damn conformist. Yeah.
I'm not a conformist. I actually think that this beer has a lot to do with temperature. It's something that we don't bring up on the podcast very much, but there are a couple different beers that I've had recently, and I've noticed that with different temperature, the taste of the beer changes quite a bit.
Very true.
And usually in a Maibach or a red or something like that, if you let the beer get a little bit warmer,
Not
it's
warm.
not warm, but just
40
not-
degrees,
not
not
as
32.
cold.
Yeah. 42 degrees, something like that.
I'd even go 45.
That's a really good point, because a lot of people don't think about temperatures. You should drink beer, and I love it when breweries have it on their cans or bottle.
Yeah.
But I remember I was at a restaurant here. I will not say the name of it. Fuck you, Twin Peaks. But I have to specifically ask them when I went there. I quit going there. But I got some IPA. I don't remember what it was, but it was a frosted glass, and they give it to me, and there's chunks of ice floating in my beer.
Yeah, water's in the beer.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
It absolutely is. So I had to get to the point to where I would ask them, like, can I get whatever? Because we would go there because it was the closest place to us that would have like MMA fights and shit on it.
Okay.
So we'd go watch it there. But it was, I'd be like, can I just a non-frosted glass, please? Just, I don't even care if it's just give me a glass.
Yeah.
It's on tap. I don't need fucking ice.
Yeah, it was one of those things that I was having I think it was like a Crooked Fence Trainwreck Red,
Mhm.
and that beer changed more with the temperature than I think I've ever seen a beer change.
Sure.
Which to me was astounding.
To me, I think it happens the most with kind of the loose rule of thumb is the darker the beer, the warmer temperature you want it. The lighter the
Yeah.
beer, the colder you want it. That is definitely a loose beer because, again, you wouldn't say this Maibach's a dark beer.
No.
But it is one of the ones you wanted a warmer, quote, unquote, drinking temperature for the beer.
And as it warmed up, it started to taste better.
The
So,
colder your beer needs to be, probably the shittier tasting it actually is.
that's actually really true, which is why I do not understand Coors advertising
Dude,
at all.
100%. Like that coldest beer in town. Shit beer selection, probably
Yeah.
won't go there.
Yeah, don't need it. Don't need it.
I do have to tinkle, so
Okay,
I
so
would like to
let's-
take a break,
yeah,
if you
let's
don't
roll
mind,
around.
before we get in. So Join us when we come back. We will have more beer and talk about our favorite paranormal comic book characters. If you're watching this live, if you're on the podcast, we'll see you in approximately 12 seconds.
Brewnomics. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, Eric. We will be back.
We've only drinking 2 beers in 45 minutes.
We're at 45 minutes already.
Yeah, we're gonna plow through the rest of the beers here real quick, I bet.
I'm not mad at the 2 beer part, but yeah, that's why I set my stopwatch and then I jumped out of it to another ad and like paused it. I was like, fuck.
I was like, why aren't you pouring, Jerry?
Just need to stretch my legs.
So I have a theory about something that we need to change, and it'll have to be next week and going forward. I think we're just gonna. Should we let YouTube just continue?
Sure.
Sure. Are we letting?
No, that's totally fine.
All right, we're gonna let you continue.
Yeah.
You get to see behind the scenes. You lucky person, you.
Who's on that?
Crazy guys. I don't know. I don't think anybody, but there's usually at least one person I'm pretty sure that watches it like when it's not live,
Oh, that's cool.
when it watches it recorded. So
It's there.
this one's for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously. We like the view. Please tell your friends. Yeah, that would help. We get a lot of local stuff, but yeah, if you're not local, please tell your friends. I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
It's gonna go big. Yeah.
Maybe I'll make my announcement later when we're not even on camera.
That's fair.
How was your week?
Not bad, man. Not bad.
Yeah? Do anything fun?
It was actually kind of nice. Like, I didn't have to do my internship 2 days this week, so I got to sleep in 2 whole days. It was glorious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not happening for like 3 months. You kind of miss that.
I took a mental health day from work, which is
I heard, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
which was great, but also kind of sucked because like you take a day off of work and then you're behind at work.
Yeah, work piles up. Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, it was good. I got some of the stuff with the logo kind of
I saw that.
moving forward.
Great job on that, by the way. Look good.
Thank you.
It's really exciting.
Probably have the prototype tomorrow at work. I could probably give it to you tomorrow.
Cool.
So I'm gonna get like 6 of them, I think.
All right. I like it.
Maybe 7. I don't know. No, I'll probably just get. If this one looks good, I'll get 6.
Are they just like vinyls or?
Yeah, it'd be like a
Okay.
vinyl sticker that you put on your laptop or put on your car or wherever, and then that way we each have one. Jessica have one, and Jared will have one.
Cool.
And then if I get 6, then the last one will go on the table
Nice. Yeah.
because we need to start doing that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's red, man. Dude,
And
you
then-
keep ass on that.
thanks. And then I came up with some other little rule things like, okay, what are things that we want to have on every single beer? Like when we review it, like we want to have price, we want to have where we got it, we
Mhm.
want to have the untapped stuff brought up, like obviously as quick as we can. So obviously like we vamp while you quickly type away, which you're awesome at. Little things like that, like
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, we get into, and they go in a specific order,
Yeah.
you know, and then whoever brought it, yeah, we usually be the one to announce it or talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, just those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like
dude.
where it makes it, like when we talked a couple weeks ago, like that was one of the things that was like, okay, this is, yeah, just small itty bitty bits of structure
Mhm.
is I think what we need, so that way people can know to expect certain things.
Agreed. Yeah, and it's very important to handle those expectations. People are like, I thought it was this way. You know, like, no, I know, I get it.
It's like, why didn't you remember to tell me how much it was? Like that should factor into the rating and all that crap.
Well, yeah, price is very important, especially in these times. So we probably should really talk a lot about. Yeah, we bought this at $6.99 here. And
Well, and that's one of the things with the dead guy is you go to Albertsons, and we should maybe even do a recap of this real quick. But you go to Albertsons, and that beer for a 6-pack is $11.80.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's an expensive sixer.
Yeah. The cheapest place I was actually able to find that, ironically, Walmart.
Really?
The one place that has the least amount of craft beer ever has Rogue Dead Guy and Rogue Hazelnut Brown Nectar in cans for $10.70.
What?
Yeah. $10.70. So still about $1 cheaper, which like I knew I could get it cheaper, therefore I waited and went and got it cheaper.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. But you know, I mean, with tax and everything, it came to like $11.43.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and that's what. It's good though, because even if you were to buy it at like, let's say a convenience store at 11 something, what'd you say, 11.70?
$11.70 at Albertsons.
At Albertsons, yeah,
$11.80, something like that.
Yeah, you're not leaving at that price, so you're leaving at the tax price of that, which is still super nice.
Yeah. So
that's fine. Yeah.
It's like, all right. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, price is going to be something that I want to hammer on. I want to try and. I feel bad that I haven't done this minute, but when it comes to news topics, I want to come up with a format for that.
Yeah.
It's more involving.
Mm-hmm.
And then also slimming.
Okay.
But I think I've got that kind of ironed out as well.
Nice. Yeah.
But that's going to take a little bit more collaboration, and it's just going to be us trying to be adults about this whole thing. And I mean, not making it work, but when we see a bit of news like that we want to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
we put it on our list and we all review it before the show. That way we can gather our thoughts about it, know what's coming up, and then we would say, oh, okay, out of this list. And then like even if it's Jerry, right, making a list of like 8 things, then because my idea would be for basically each one of us picks one news topic, introduces it, talks about it, and then everybody else gets a comment or question on it.
That makes sense.
Because then it keeps it down. I mean, and if we're engaging in conversation, like by all means, like continue it up. If it's like a thing that we all want to talk about, awesome, right? But try and keep it from like, one question, one comment per person.
Yeah, and one thing we really need to do, and by we, I mean me, is to try and calm down with the sidebars, the tangents.
Right.
Well,
Which is
and I
kind
think-
of
I
fun
think
because
those
that's
are
the nature of
fun.
the podcast.
Yeah.
But if
and
our
that's-
goal is to keep it around an hour.
And that's one of the things where like some of our best stuff comes out of signed comments and tangents. Like what was it? We went to
100% agree.
what was it? The political agenda a little bit a couple weeks ago, and that ended up being, I thought, one of the most, lively parts of the conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
So anyways, I've got all that stuff I've got most of it in writing. So, you okay?
No, I'm cool.
All right.
Thanks for checking up on me.
So I don't know, little things like that. We're good.
Well, I agree, man. Yeah.
Who wants to go first with their character?
I think, I don't know. Real quick, can I just wrap up the other thing before we go live again?
Yeah.
No, you're fine. I was thinking, maybe there would be like some Saturday where we could maybe do a Nampa mandate type of thing.
I guess you drive out here.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just that there's this one block in Nampa, and it's the only, sorry, Nampa,
It's fucking Canyon County. Who gives a shit?
it's the only good block in Nampa. And literally there's Messenger Pizza. Right next door is Pre-Funk. Across the street is a comic book store. And then right next door to the comic book store is a, what do you call it? Like escape room type place.
Oh. Yeah, I've been to that. I've been to Messenger Pizza. Not bad. It's good stuff.
That's all right. I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun, do something,
Agree?
kind of hang out. It's either that or go to the Nampa Flying Pie. They have pour your own drafts.
Oh, shit.
The
And they've
Flying
got,
Pie
like,
does.
Out in Nampa, the brand new one, they've got like
Oh.
40 taps.
Wow.
So that's kind of interesting to me.
Sort of like a help yourself situation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
sounds
it's like,
dangerous.
it's kind of a thing like you swipe your card and then you pour your own
Pour
beer.
your own
and
beer. Okay.
There you go.
Neat.
I almost don't like it because I feel like you could probably get a bartender, one, would do a better job pouring, and two, they're gonna, if they do run over the top, it probably wouldn't charge extra or something, I don't know. Or cut off or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's why they do it.
Or if like
They
the,
don't have to pay a bartender and they can charge you more.
I know, so it makes sense, but it's crap.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Anyways, there's just an idea, like maybe we'll go over some of the stuff then or whatever, I don't know, just an
Yeah.
idea.
Sounds good.
I might have a weekday night able to come up here pretty soon too, but I don't know. I know that you're slammed, so.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're just looking at me from your pop filter, just like, this is my mask. It was great.
I'll come by and hang out with you, I guess.
Staring
You
at
can
me.
go to the melting pot,
Okay,
hold hands.
whatever.
You can feed me. I'm not feeding you.
I'm a big boy.
That's what a band is. I'll be fed, but I'm not feeding you. Shit.
But who wants to go first with the
Yeah, sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry, I know you have real stuff to talk about.
Okay, I'll let you get your piece out, buddy.
No, thank you, you're good. I'm good, you're good.
I mean, I can go first, I don't mind.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to pour the beer?
No, I'll wait till we go live.
Okay.
Will, why don't you go ahead? Do you want to do the honors and bring us back?
Yeah. I actually have a different idea to do like an intro though, but yeah, I could bring us back, that'd be fine.
You have a different idea than
An intro, but we'll do it, that'd be fine. That isn't what I'm doing. Bring us back.
Okay.
All right.
Never mind, my mind is like, today.
Pretty good.
Yeah, mine's that way every day. Okay, if you want to bring us back, you have something you want to say it, brother.
No, we're good. Are we recording?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Wait, who's going first?
Follow, yes, but we're gonna drink the beer first.
Okay, thank you, got it, good.
Okay.
Roll tape.
Actually, didn't know what we're doing.
Okay, also, we're gonna have to wrap this up around an hour, 10 minutes, so. It's gonna need to happen.
Oh, you're running out of juice?
Do you need a power cord before we start?
No, I got like 40% left, but I can see this taking a while, so I just be cognizant of things.
Mine will be short.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Brewnomics, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that ad of ours. And we're going to be talking about our favorite supernatural superheroes or supervillains here in a minute. But first, Jerry, would you mind opening up our next beer? Oh, thank you.
I do not mind. This is our I'd Tap That beer. So as you guys know, it's our Idaho's Pick of the Week. And by our, I mean whomever happened to pick it up that week.
Yeah, you picked up this one, right, Jerry?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
It was one, I looked it up, and I always look it up for certain stats on Untapped, mostly alcohol percentage, because a lot of breweries don't put it on their can/bottle. Sockeye is one of them, and so I had to check to see if this was acceptable, because I wasn't going to buy no 4.5% beer for the I Tap That segment.
Well, not 2 weeks in a row.
Not 2 weeks in a row. So this is definitely not the case on that one, but apparently I've had it before.
Okay.
I have zero
So
recollection of
all right.
having this beer.
our I Tap That series is a continuing series that we do, and basically of which we would tap an entire keg of that beer. We would want enough of it that we would go through a whole keg ourselves. Or having a party over, we feel like this beer should be shared with everybody.
Either way, it's keg worthy.
Yes, as
Um,
in the price of a keg.
so yeah, this is Sockeyes Fred's Raging Red. I just think that's a funny name. And
It's in with our Halloween theme a little bit,
fits in enough. I would think they might mean Raging Rivers,
probably.
but we're gonna mean just regular old raging.
Raging Cajun.
All right.
Is there a,
What do we got on Untapped for this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should probably see stuff on. All right.
I was about to go down a tangent. Do you need me to vamp?
What are you vamping?
I don't know.
Do I need to vamp?
Vamp? Do you guys know of a movie villain that would drink this beer that would be Raging Red? The only people that I can think, like movie horror villain that I can think would be like the
Freddy Krueger.
those horrible people in The Descent.
Oh, that would be some people like that movie though. I'd think Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
It makes the most sense to me.
Because he wears a red shirt.
Well, and it's also Fred's.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's that.
It's Fred.
Oh, he was named Fred. That's right. Okay.
Yep. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
along.
Freddy Krueger. Got
You
it.
know what? You got on the canoe with us, and that's what's important.
So I'm not gonna lie, I drank two. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this. It's got some good aromatics to it.
It's a good red ale. What do we got? 727 check-ins on Untapped, 11 this month, 566 ratings with a 3.49 average. What's will you read the paragraph there, Vic?
Yeah, sure. It says, a Sockeyes Brewing Fred's Red has a subtle ruby hue with a sweet, fruity hop aroma that is balanced quickly by toasted caramel nuts. This the flavor is hop forward from generous Columbus and Bravo additions. This American red ale is a well-balanced beer with a dry hop finish that is distinctly our regional style. It's smooth and refreshing, drinkable ale served on a nitro tap where it reveals cascading appearance and allows more apparent flavor and aroma from the beer to be experienced. A lot of A words in
A
this one.
lot of A words.
I could see this beer being a little bit better on Nitro.
I could as well. Yeah, once I read that, I was kind of sort of distracted. I was like, I want this on Nitro.
I still like it. I think it's a decent red.
It's going to be one of those temperature changes for me. I just know it.
Mhm.
Immediately,
Still good cold.
I'm thinking 3.5.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But we'll see it as, as temperatures change because reds apparently have that issue.
And apparently the first time I rated it, I also rated it 3.5.
Oh, holler back.
No holler back, girl.
I would, God, yeah, I'm gonna go 3.5 as well. This is a pretty solid. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna go 3.75. I really do appreciate this one.
Ooh, shit's getting spicy.
You gave it that
spicy.
big bump.
You know what I like it spicy. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
3.75.
all right. It kind of surprises me. This beer, it says it was added July 21st, 2013, so over 5 years ago, and yet only not even 1,000 check-ins. But again, it was one again. I've had this beer. I just don't feel like I see it pop up that often. So,
Yeah.
Sockeye, if you're listening, and I know you are, if you're not, get your fucking life together and listen to this podcast.
Get together.
Make this beer more readily available. Because it wasn't a bad price. I think it was a $10.99 six-pack.
Really?
So it is a little overpriced,
Well,
but not outrageous. But this was also at a fancy store.
I see.
So maybe
Because I've seen it at Albertsons before.
it was
And-
Albertsons.
Oh, okay.
But it was the Broadway Albertsons. Which is the fancy Albertsons.
Yeah.
So fancy.
By the way, at the break, Vic and I were discussing the price on the Rogue Dead Guy at Albertsons. Not a fancy Albertsons, but an Albertsons.
Right.
It was $11.70.
A sixer?
11.70.
Okay.
Yeah.
11.70.
Sorry, I'm sorry, $11.80. But yeah, that's a six-pack.
Sure.
But I waited on buying it that day because I knew, ironically, at Walmart, the one place you can never find good craft beer,
Yeah.
We're gonna have it. Yeah.
it had it, and it was 10 $10.70 there.
Saved the whole dollar.
I did. I saved the whole dollar, and when I came out after tax, it was $11.43.
Ooh.
So this Red Raging Red, kind of up there, but all right, doable.
It's priced well. I think it's maybe they don't distribute anywhere near as much as Rogue does.
Correct.
So, no, like I said, I still dig this. I'm not mad at that price. I think it's acceptable. I'll drop $11 on a 6-pack. It's still only $2 a beer. This is a $6 beer at a bar.
That's a good point.
So it's still 30% the price you're going to pay if you're going out.
It's a great point.
So that's kind of how I look at it, the economics of the drink when you buy it. Because if we're going to go, we're going to go to a beer, pay 3 times as much to have the same fucking conversation we're going to have here, except it's going to be a lot louder. It's going to be smellier. There's going to be some dude sitting over here yelling about some sports thing that we don't fucking care about. No, man.
No.
I care.
I care. So.
Get out. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like what you did.
Let's move on to our paranormal characters in comic books.
No.
Probably.
No. Almost.
What?
Sorry. I know I hate doing that to you because you have such passion that I just have to spike it. We didn't say whether we tapped the beer or not.
Oh, no,
yeah.
thank you for interrupting me. Yes. I was about to tell Paula to punch you in the face, but now, Paula,
Jerry
hold off on that.
Jerry was looking for a key grip somewhere.
I was
So this is
I can
what-
keep forgetting you. Love that. I think we know.
Yeah.
I tap it.
I tap it.
I wouldn't even ask it if it's been tested.
It's a red. I tap it.
Right.
I tap it.
There we go. All right.
Ayo.
So it's getting tapped.
And it is getting better with temperature.
Right.
True.
Yeah, because we never know with sockeye. Because on our last podcast, they were our fresh hopped podcast. They were
Ooh.
Yeah, they're the least.
least,
I find
but now this one's pretty decent.
sockeye I find really interesting in that whenever I go there, I have to know what I want. And I have to know almost exactly the type, the beer that I want.
Yeah.
In order to have a good one. Because
You gotta go on the game.
I don't know if
Yeah.
sockeye's temperamental or if I'm temperamental towards sockeye.
I don't know.
Little column A, column B, maybe.
Okay.
I always have a good time whenever I do their 15 flight sampler pack though.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with that.
Cannot go wrong with that situation.
No matter where you go.
It's a good
All right, now
Yeah.
let's get ready to paranormal comic book character. We could have kept going, but I decided.
Well, thank you, and I don't want to get sued. He's
Uh,
actually got that copyrighted, the way that he says it and everything.
Oh, really?
Well, the words, let's get ready for it. But yeah,
I'm sad
You
to
can-
believe it. Have you heard the way the man says it?
it is amazing.
God, so good. Sorry, softball.
Okay. My favorite paranormal superhero.
Oh shit! Should we talk about how we're doing this?
Oh yeah. Well, fuck.
Someone please,
Before we do.
let's actually introduce the segment here.
Kind of
We're not
what we're gonna
amateurs.
do, how we're definitely amateurs. So we each got 2, right?
Yeah, a main and
Okay. I was like, I got 2.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I guess I didn't check this. We have kind of a mainstream
Mhm.
one, and then we have a little bit more of a B team player.
Somebody that isn't around as much.
You may not know. You probably may know Huff, but you might learn something about him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go ahead, PK.
They may not. Oh, also, they may not mainly be known for comic books, but they have been in a comic book. We'll just say that.
There we are. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Cool. My favorite paranormal superhero is, goddamn. I always call him Estrogen, but it's Etrigan.
Etrigan.
Etrigan. Because,
He is a bit moody.
Yes. Well, you can't forget, it's kind of like the Green Lantern Oath when Jason Blood becomes Etrigan,
Mm-hmm.
gone, the form of man, rise a demon,
Etrigan.
That's baller.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
That's his enchantment.
I
Jason
fucking
Blood.
love Etrigan
Yeah.
as a pick. I like Jason Blood, like the 2-in-1 there.
You know what's funny is that we know him, he rhymes a lot. That's how I know him as a kid now.
Mhm.
He actually didn't start rhyming until he got promoted into like a general in hell.
Really?
Yeah, and then he was just like, and then it just kind of started.
You just
From what I can find.
so he probably met Dante from Dante's Inferno, Dante Alighieri.
Sure.
He's a great poet. And he was like, "You're in hell. I'm in hell. We're in the fifth layer."
Why don't we make the best out of this situation?
I don't know, man.
Start spitting mad rhymes
By AP.
with my times.
Yeah, I don't know. Never mind, we'll talk about that.
But I do highly recommend. I know there's a couple comic books, there's a couple spotlights he's been in, but for me, watch the Justice League Unlimited episode Kid Stuff. When Etrigan and Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman become kids.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's a baby. It's
Oh,
adorable.
yeah, that's right. That's actually a surprisingly good one. If I'm gonna throw in some media there, I'm gonna say what I just read, Kevin Smith's Green Arrow Quiver. He's in it with Jason Blood, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it a few casts ago, so I won't go into it again, but you should read that.
Yeah, overall super out. He's strong. He's fast. He has command of magic. He can panty drop like there's no tomorrow, man.
Yeah, that's what he does.
It's like Jason Blood.
Drop those panties.
Do you want my second, or should we wait on that?
We'll wait on that.
So
Cool.
Jason Blood originated back in like
Arthurian times,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
And he was a knight, and he pretty much died in battle, but Merlin was very keen to him. You could say he even saved Merlin's life at one point. And Etrigan was a demon that Merlin had control of. It's kind of a dick move on Merlin's part, actually, because he was supposed to let Etrigan go and was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to tie you to Jason Blood now." So even 400 years later, 500 years later, there's still kind of this bitterness between Etrigan and Jason Blood. They don't have quite a symbiotic relationship, but they can talk, but there's still some bitterness there for sure.
Or Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark is a great one. Yeah, so Justice League Dark is a fucking great one.
There's a couple of Batman animated series episodes with Etrigan as well.
Yeah.
I think it's not the Demon's Blood. I think that's Ra's al Ghul, but
Yeah.
but yeah.
Etrigan's one of the most badass, underrated characters, and Jason Blood, too. You see him pop up a lot in the paranormal things, a lot of stuff with my character, Constantine.
Oh, shit.
Oh, look at you.
What do you mean?
Oh, transition.
That was a smooth ass segue.
It was.
Until we mess it up by calling it what it is.
That was sexy. Well, sometimes you got to bring attention to the glory.
Keanu.
So he works pretty well, like close in hand with Constantine. Yes.
Well, they appear in a lot of the same stuff together. Just because he is mostly he's a warrior. Constantine knows how to talk to him. He knows how to summon him. He's not much of a hands-on guy, as it were. But he's a pretty interesting character, really. So John Constantine, which you know what my favorite thing about John Constantine is? He's like the only superhero that doesn't have a moniker. It's just his moniker is his last name. He's just Constantine.
Yeah, that's who he is.
It's a pretty fucking great name.
I like it.
How are you gonna beat that?
John.
His cape
So-
is his duster.
Right. His dust. Fun fact, he was created by Alan Moore when Alan Moore was doing his Swamp Thing run. He's a chain smoker from Liverpool who also happens to be the world's best occult detective. So he's Batman for the occults. So if you can't fight like Batman, Batman would fuck him up. But he's a very adept sorcerer. And he knows more about the occult than probably anybody. Although he doesn't like to use his sorcery, he definitely prefers kind of sleight of hand magic and trickery, which I just super respect. Because part of it is, one, he doesn't want to work as hard to have to do it because he is a cheeky little bastard. But he's also such a cocky asshole. He's like, let's see what I can get away with to trick these motherfuckers. Started as a Vertigo character.
Really?
Not
Oh,
me.
so some of the
So a
darker
spin-off,
ones.
some of the darker stuff. He had his Hellblazer series, which was Vertigo's longest running series until New 52, when he was no longer just a Vertigo character and became a full-fledged DC proper character. That's I don't know. I really like Constantine. If I'm going to say watch something, I'm going to say not the movie with Keanu Reeves, as much as I love him. Paula and Vic might disagree. I think it's shit. I don't like the movie. I don't like how it did John Constantine's character. I don't know what comic books it pulled from. I don't know what sort of branch of Catholicism it pulled from, but I just don't think it was very good, and it makes me sad, especially as much as I love Keanu and Rachel Weisz. Although I will say, best part about that movie is watching Shia LaBeouf die.
Oh, he dies? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He plays Chad.
But again, another one, watch him in Justice League Dark. Fucking great in that. I really love the Constantine series, though. In Fox, this was way before they had all of them. I think they had Arrow was really the only one, and then Constantine did a really dark version of it, which I guess is Constantine on Fox, that I thought was really, really good. Probably ahead of its time. Had one season, was well received, but low rated, so they didn't keep it going.
Well, right-wing people watching Fox, they're going to cancel that.
Kind of, but that's the thing that's so weird is their news is so right-wing, but their programming kind of is, but for the most part, that's where you get The Simpsons and Family Guy and a lot of shit that's pretty liberal when it comes to like what they talk about on their show. So
Yeah, but how
Fox
many
is
times
such
has
a
Family
weird
Guy been
conundrum.
canceled?
Twice.
Okay.
Point,
21.
but they brought it back. What else do we
Got
have?
that money.
Oh, even though it got canceled, Matt Ryan, the guy that played Constantine, he's great.
He is super
He's
great.
great.
I thought Dominic Cooper played Constantine for a little time.
No.
Am I getting that mixed up with something else?
I'm
sorry.
I would like to see that. That actually could be kind of interesting.
Dominic Cooper was
but
on a show called Preacher with.
That's what you're thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Which you could see some sort of crossover,
Yeah,
which is kind of cool, but
Not that show.
this one. But he was so well liked, they brought him back when they had a couple supernatural types of Arrow. Then he was really good in that, and they brought him what Legends of Tomorrow. Has he been on Flash?
No.
He's been on a few, but they even gave him his own animated series on there. No, and I guess and watch Justice League Dark, and then Constantine: City of Demons. That's the most recent one.
That's the animated?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's also he plays a huge role in the Injustice series. You should check that out if you get a chance. Comic books. Sorry.
No,
Cool. No, that's good.
Well, yeah.
He should be in the video game. That'd be fun.
He should be. Yeah. He's.
I can see him pulling some like, was it Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, do some
type
kind of
moves.
interesting stuff. He'd be like a telekinetic style character.
Be like
Almost like
Scorpion and
Baymax.
engulf you
Or
in
like
flames.
Baymax or something.
Yeah. Before we get to Jerry's B character or Vic or myself's A characters or mains, I'd like to introduce our next beer.
Do it.
This is the
Phantom Bride.
Yes, the Phantom Bride India Pale Ale from Belching Beaver. This is another of their Deftones series of beers.
They got 4 of them, I think.
I
Almost
think
5.
so. We've had the
Working on
Digital
the fifth
Bath,
one.
and then
Good Morning Beautiful,
yeah,
and then Swerve City.
that's right. I haven't had the Swerve City. It has a Good
Pretty
Morning Beautiful, and I've had the Digital Bath. All of them have been great, but we'll find out how this one is here in just a minute. It is this beer is 7.1% ABV. I got this at the fancy Albertsons, and it cost me about $15 for a 6-pack. However, that 6-pack was
They're pints, though, right?
yeah, they're 16 ounces.
So you get a little bit more. So that definitely makes it worth it. Chino Moreno's the lead singer of Deftones. He went to college with a guy that founded this brewery, Belching Beaver. I can't remember his name. And they became good friends, and they both loved beer and music, so they decided to have a bunch of collaborations together. Phantom Bride is off of their self-titled album, I think. Could be wrong on that. But all of the art, the labels on it is the album artwork from the album they were pulled off of.
Does anybody want to read the back of the can? It's got a pretty awesome description.
God, that's a paragraph.
Yeah, it's
It
a lot
is.
of reading.
It's just a small, it's not that big.
Yeah.
Paul's got it, I think.
The rest of us should probably be sniffing our beers at this point.
Named after the ethereal song by the one and only Deftones, Phantom Bride IPA is a blend of Amarillo, Citra, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops, delicately balanced with a perfect drinkable mix of citrus and hop. a truly original Deftones Belgian Beaver collaboration envisioned by Chino Moreno. Is that Moreno? And thank you, Jerry. And skillfully crafted by Thomas Peters. Sit back, put on your headphones, and drink away. Cheers, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan. So I'm looking at this beer, and it in my glass it looks a little bit hazy, but in PK and Jerry's glass it looks a little bit more clear. It's not actually a hazy IPA, but it's definitely unfiltered IPA. Yeah, and I've had this beer before, and the thing that I remember about that description was just how much they emphasized how balanced it was. So we'll put that to the test too.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely get a lot of citron notes too.
You guys love all that background noise? Yeah, that's right.
That was not PK that was making it though.
Oh, this is a good beer. I like this beer.
Yeah.
I like this label. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, very cool. They get a lot of points for
That's a beaver skull. I just got that.
Yeah, it's very Dia de los Muertos. I probably didn't say that right, but
Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Is that really, you passed that, or?
Oh, we did pass that. When we went and saw Lucha Underground, it was on Dios de Muertos.
Oh.
That's what was great about it.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Oh,
Yeah,
that was a
Deftones
year
are one
ago.
of my favorite bands, hands down. Chino Moreno has a lot of great side projects. I love this huge movement with beer and music lately. Like
Yeah.
these guys have one, Def Leppard has one, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden has one, Pearl Jam has one with Georgetown Brewery that's actually pretty good. G Love and the Special Sauce has one. Run the Jewels has a few. I mean, I could go on, but I can't think of any others right now.
Dave Matthews Band has a winery.
The lead singer of Tool has a winery
Yeah.
on there. That Skull vodka that you see, that's not music, but it's Dan Aykroyd's.
Oh, interesting.
Sammy Hagar has his own line of Cabo Wabo tequila.
What's Ryan Reynolds gin?
Aviation gin.
Aviation gin. Go find that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not his gin. He bought large stake in the ownership of it, but he has nothing to do with the creation. Now he's pretty much
A PR man.
yeah, PR man, owner, and their sales have gone up. Vic really likes aviation gin, I think, even before Reynolds took ownership of it.
It's a true story. I did not know that he co-owns it, but yeah, it's a really good gin.
There's a great segment, and it kind of inspired Vic and I built this Plinko thing on Jimmy Fallon, called Drinko, where it's a giant Plinko table, and you take two
Bottle caps.
things and drop them in two different cups, and you mix whatever. Could be
Oh, you're talking mixed substances.
yeah, so it could be like tequila and prune juice or something like absolutely wretched. But they did that with his aviation gin, and then a mixer with it in there. It was pretty cute.
This was on Jimmy Fallon, or you made it?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say I have not played this game with you yet.
We do have one though.
We
Yeah,
we have a full
we did
deal.
one. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We'll play it eventually. Don't worry.
Okay.
Did we go over the Untapped?
Nope.
Let's do that real quick.
Just getting to that. Jared, have you had this beer before?
I have. I've had all the Deftones beers. I tried to hold off because I wanted to do like a just Deftones beer episode.
When you notice that I only brought
Couldn't help
two.
myself. No, yeah, I've had. Oh, did you drink the rest of it already?
Almost. It's really, really good.
They're all super good. I'm trying to decide which one's my favorite, but it's hard because they mostly have like this is an IPA, the Swerve City is an IPA,
Digital Bath is an IPA.
Digital Bath is an IPA, Good Morning Beautiful is the only one that's not. It's a
Oh.
porter or a stout.
Peace.
Yeah, so the Untapped has a 7.1% alcohol by volume. It's sitting at 55 IBUs. It has an average rating of 3.96, fairly high. It's got 35,815 check-ins, 28,000 unique check-ins, and 800 check-ins this month. So I'm actually pretty astonished. This has a 3.96 average.
I'm not astounded by that at
played.
all.
I think that's where it should be. This is a 4.25 beer for me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's funny. This is a 4.5 beer. It is really good. I I checked into this on Untappd a couple days ago, and honestly, I think this, because it is so well balanced and so smooth, I think this is probably the best IPA I've had. Yet.
Really?
I've had yet. I will say yet because I believe it can be beaten, but best IPA I've had yet.
This is a pretty great IPA. Pretty great.
Oh, what's your score today?
I go 4 even on it.
I go 4 top 5.
Damn, this is a well
It was missed.
received beer on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, go find it before it's gone, because it will be gone pretty quick.
And listen to the song while you drink it.
And it's yeah,
Unless you don't like metal.
it's worth it. Even at that price, it's worth it. So yeah, I think I paid like $15 for it. It's good.
Who do you guys think? Will, whoever wants to go first? For your comic book paranormal character.
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Okay, I'll go. So mine, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit, but I'm actually not. My main supernatural comic book character is actually the Ghostbusters.
Nice.
Awesome.
In the U.S., they've been brought in here by Now Comics, and then the rights shifted over to 88 mph or 88 miles per hour comics.
Nice.
During the time that they were with Now Comics, the Marvel actually would distribute them over in the UK. So they have been with Marvel, just not stateside. And currently,
Interesting.
they are with IDW Comics. No idea who that is, but there have been runs even as recent as this year. So it's still an active comic that's still going.
The lore got huge for that movie.
Huh?
The lore got huge.
Oh yeah, the
Ghostbusters.
lore got well, and the
Two
cartoon.
animated shows that were pretty successful.
Yeah.
Couple movies. I'm not gonna lie, didn't mind the all-female reboot. Didn't mind
It
it.
was entertaining.
The most overhated movie of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Even
I
if the
don't think
movie
it was-
wasn't good, the most overhated movie of all time.
I don't think it was bad. I don't think the movie was great. But
It was not
wasn't
great,
bad.
but I thought it was pretty decent. Fair amount of
The
movie
reboot.
got pretty well.
Yeah, and I didn't care for anybody that was going to hate on that movie. That was dumb.
Right.
Especially since it had the blessing of the main cast and all of the main cast were in it. The main cast from the original movies, that is.
Except Harold Ramis.
Rest in peace. Yeah, so I really like the Ghostbusters comics. I mean, the main enemies of them have actually included anything from Cthulhu to Mr. Sandman to the Boogeyman, who, if you've ever watched the cartoon, like when I watched it when I was a little kid, scared the
Creepy
piss out of me.
AF.
That's
Yeah.
nice, man.
Dude,
Wow.
it was like, he wore these like little like boots things, like his head was like way larger than his body, and it was very much like Inception, and then he had his own dream world that he would create all of the rules and he had all the power in. It was very creepy. Sam Hain, which is basically like the embodiment of Halloween, or basically a giant pumpkin head guy that wants to resurrect all of the dead ghouls on Halloween.
Just the ghouls, not their boys.
Yeah.
Oh.
They've even battled the devil. Obviously, they've battled Vigo the Carpathian, Zool, and Gozer. Those are from the.
only Zool.
Yeah, Dana. is the
I am
Dana.
good, I need the key master.
But the one character that I think freaks me out the most, either from comics or either of the cartoons, was actually this character called the Grundle. And basically what this is a character or ghost or whatever kind of creepy gremlin thing that would entice little kids to be bad. And the more that they were bad, the more that the Grendel liked it, and then the kid liked it, and eventually the kid would become a Grendel. And it was very much like this weird transformation.
Like
I
Grendel Fly.
would remember that.
Yeah, don't you know?
Yeah.
And dude, the character like models and like illustrations of this creature were just insane. Just go ahead and do a quick Google search for the Grundle and you will agree. And then lastly, they also battled our favorite Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ghostbusters. They are a comic. It's half decent. Go check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Like that,
How
man.
much
Very cool.
do they charge, would you think?
Per comic.
Per exorcism or whatever. You know?
Depends on if Bill Murray wants to bang him or not.
Or just, bend them over a bench like they did that one hotel.
True.
They're like, we can put it back. And I think
True.
that was just Slimer too.
This man has no penis.
It's one of the best lines in that whole movie. It really is.
What you got, Vic?
Oh man, so I went with a sort of an off-kilter one. I went with Brother Voodoo, also known as a Jericho Drum. He's got a mainstay in Marvel's main continuity. He took over for Doctor Strange for a long time, so his powers and abilities sort of consist of spell casting and things of that nature. He's a highly skilled in magic, highly skilled in, of course, spell casting. He is, God, I don't know. Let's see here. I've been drinking all day. This is fun times. So let's see here. So he was essentially a psychologist who wanted to become. He was essentially a Haitian person who wanted to become a psychologist, and then he moved on past that.
Sorry.
Hi.
He's been doing that all night.
Yeah.
Good times.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. Paul was
man.
trying to jerk off Vic under the table.
Goodness gracious. So yeah, no, Brother Voodoo, he's essentially like a mirror version of Doctor Strange. He can spell cast, he protects all the realms in that sense. He is one of the foremost practitioners of voodoo in the Marvel universe. He controls fire. He has command of living beings through the use of hypnotism and can call upon the spirits of the dead and the gods themselves to aid him. So,
Does he play with dolls?
yes, he does.
Okay.
That's funny because Dr. Voodoo is a Constantine character. I think he was the bad guy in the first season, that Fox show.
Yeah, I'm still working through that one, and
It's hard to find now.
well, I have it on the DC app. So.
Is it on the DC app?
Mhm.
Oh, dope. All right. If you got the DC app, there you go. That's where you should watch Constantine. I actually wasn't sure where you could still get it. It was on Hulu for a while.
Yeah, no, that one's got it. It's locked in. Yeah, no, yeah, he's sort of an off-kilter character. I didn't realize he was a sort of like the supernatural abilities until I started to like sort of research supernatural characters. And I was like, Brother Voodoo, he's like top 3 tier powerful, like.
Is he?
Well, if he's up there with Doctor Strange.
Is he
Yeah.
in the Constantine movie? Is he the guy
Well, that's
that?
Dr.
That's
Voodoo.
dark. No, that's Papa Midnight.
Papa Midnight.
Papa
Thank
Midnight.
you. That's who it is.
Jimon.
That's Jamon Hansu, who
Okay.
incidentally is the wizard in Shazam. This guy just plays a magical black person. He's
Can't get away from it. He's just typecast.
That's not a bad typecast.
No, yeah, you
Not
should
the worst.
do that.
You're gonna be typecast. I mean.
Yeah,
Magical black.
be the blackest magical person. Cool.
Kazam.
Kazoo.
Oh, he's bad. He's way
I don't know, man. We just watched that 2 days ago.
Still sucked.
It still sucks.
How do we not do a commentary?
We have
We
to
should.
watch it again.
Oh,
we would have to.
and we don't want to. That's why we're not going to now. All right.
Yeah, no, yeah. Brother Voodoo is one of my main picks because he's pretty kick-ass.
Cool. BK, you want to do your B?
My B.
Your queen bee?
He is someone who I believe is very much loved,
Your Cardi B?
but is a little bit forgotten. The Mask.
I just watched this movie like Friday night. Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yes. It's
Good for
great.
you, man.
I just rewatched Ace Ventura like 4 nights ago.
That's awesome.
Anyway.
So happy you picked The Mask. Good job.
It's something else. I was always intrigued by this character because he's basically a fucking god somehow.
Yeah.
Through the movie is
Yes.
the spirit of Loki, who is within the mask, and he's able to just alter reality. He's kind of like Mixoplex almost.
Mixoplex.
Yeah.
Like a fifth dimensional.
Dude, he's nuts. He really does. Like I said, he's got like how I always thought of it in the movie with Jim Carrey was he's got like cartoon power.
Oh, well, that's for toes.
That's just because that's Jim Carrey's, like, the character that Jim Carrey is playing.
Well, even in the comic books from the film, because it's a Dark Horse comic book, right?
Mhm.
It
Okay.
seemed very much that way too, just
Okay.
super Looney Tunes, except with a very adult twist.
Oh, people be dying.
Right.
People be dying.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that I picked up on watching that movie on Friday that I did not realize as a child.
Dude. Dude.
But I always imagined that sort of power. You know, it's very alluring to me. I wouldn't mind just, doing whatever hell I wanted. Also, like, in the movie, for the most part, there was always, like, why not have a dance party? And then make everybody else dance with you?
Yeah, hence Ghostbusters.
That would be
The
pretty fun.
reboot.
Oh, no, man. Well, yeah, well, no.
Yeah,
the mask.
The mask did it right. The
Yeah.
mask absolutely did it right. He did it right like 3 times in that movie.
Go for toes. Go for toes. I always wonder how much he got right.
I love it that you're
Probably
saying
a lot.
choice. With the things you could do with that dick.
As the mask.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
Ed Kiss. Yeah.
Ed Kiss can't do that with his dick, only the mask can.
Stanley and Kiss.
I love that movie. It's still one of my favorites.
I just watched it a few days ago myself.
It's
actually.
been a-
great one.
a while, but within the last 2 years, probably.
The interesting thing at the beginning of that movie that surprised me, it said on the opening credits, it said introducing Miss Cameron Diaz.
It was her first
That was
movie.
her very
Yeah.
first movie.
That was her first.
That was her first movie. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And the hottest she's ever been too.
Straight up.
Agreed.
Woo!
Well, here's a question. Do you think the mask could save the world?
Yeah.
If he chose to, he has control of all of reality.
Dude, when he
Sure.
swallows
Let's
that
say,
whole
like,
thing,
meteorite, dark side, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends
Super
on who's
volcano.
behind the mask because it definitely is to your level of intelligence.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
depending on who has it with that power set, is it capable of it? I would
Yeah.
say sure.
Easily.
For the most part, absolutely.
I feel like the mask, if the person was kind of like Barry Allen or Wally West, like it would be like a flashpoint when the mask sort of fucks up the timeline or whatever it may be. Like, God damn
I
it.
don't know if he has time altering
But
capability.
I don't think so.
yeah, I'm not too sure. I actually couldn't find too much about his actual power set.
Because it's more like it's all within himself, not around him. Like he can kind of alter his own reality and what happens with his body, but I don't think he can extend that to something outside of his being.
Is Stanley Ipkiss the proper owner of the mask?
There's
Loki is the proper owner.
Yeah, I would say that. But there's also variations of other people who've owned the mask as well throughout
Oh, a whole
history.
bunch,
Yeah.
a whole bunch.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then it's even a whole thing of, get the mask. Because holy shit, what it can do for you.
Just don't give it to Jimmy Kennedy.
Everyone wants to forget that.
I know, I'm
I think
sorry.
they're actually working on another mask remake.
Are they?
Oh. I've never heard of that.
Maybe I dreamed it, but I think I saw that.
I'm scared. I'm scared now.
A little scared.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
Can I choose?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I choose Will.
popcorn will, okay.
And you want that to be your nickname?
No. That has other different connotations. My B character is Zatanna, the mistress of magic.
Zatanna?
Zatanna.
Zatanna.
Whatever. I read it, I don't speak it.
I can tell.
She spells.
Say it backwards.
She
Yeah,
spells
exactly.
backwards. Yeah.
All of her spells that she has to say backwards.
She's
which-
dyslexic. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Aren't you dyslexic a little bit?
No, I am.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe you're confusing the black people.
I'm also a little bit dyslexic.
No.
Okay, so there it is. Yeah, she's actually been part of Justice League and Justice League Dark, and her cover is a basically like rabbit out of a hat magician kind of person on out in Vegas or whatever. She's dated Batman a couple times, or rather Bruce Wayne before he became Batman.
It's been alluded to several times.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. She's really, I think she's one of the coolest characters in that she hasn't actually been fleshed out or developed enough.
I think he made Constantine too.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very powerful father.
Easily.
Zatara.
Yeah, Zatara, her father was, master of mystic arts or something like that in the DCU. I've been finding that a lot. I found a lot of the DC, a lot of the supernatural characters were from.
Oh, DC,
more from
you're going to
DC
find
as
way
opposed to-
more with DC than Marvel. And Marvel's characters have always been based on a little bit more reality. DC's a little bit more fantastical. I mean, if you were to get, I could probably write fucking 20, maybe not, 10 DC characters before 3 Marvel DC characters when it comes to mysticism. Yeah, okay, maybe not that. But to that same sort of degree, it's way more prevalent in DC. But especially since DC's foremost character, Superman, one of his vulnerabilities is magic. So bringing in the paranormal and the magic is really going to add a little bit more of a relatable aspect to Superman.
Very true.
Sure. Yeah, I find that also that the comics have been messing up with her age a lot. Like, she's also been a member of Young Justice.
Yep.
At times. So, like, Bruce Wayne dating this really, really young girl, that kind of. So, I don't know.
Bruce Wayne, young children.
Yeah.
He's got a thing for it.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's interesting. I've been finding that lately, she has been utilized quite a bit in the different DCU animated universe. So, and then just as a last little bit, I really, really wanted to say that my character was going to be Jesus.
He did push for Jesus pretty hard.
But
it may have been in a comic book, but not that we know
illustrated Bible.
of. I don't think that. Well, maybe it could be some stories.
Anyways, I play by the rules for our sake.
Yeah, Zatanna's a good choice, though. Definitely one of the more costume characters, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Wears a lot of fishnet stockings.
DC, speaking of DC, they took it home for the female costume category. Number 1 and number 2 most purchased female costumes, Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Right. Go to any Comic Con, that won't surprise you at all.
You can't even find Black Widow in the stores.
I've seen her.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I see her on the back of other comic book superhero packaging. I had to buy little kid costumes for my kids this year and didn't see her. I looked.
Paul, who's next? Me or Vic?
I have all the power. I choose
You are He-Man.
Vic.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So my other character is
Skeleton.
no, it would be that's a good one though. I'm gonna choose Dr. Fate, aka Kent Nelson.
Ooh.
So Dr. Fate is one of the Lords of Order, also known as Naboo. He's probably one of the secondarily most powerful characters in the DC universe.
Yeah, motherfucker.
He is. You shut your mouth.
So Dr. Fate.
That's all right. Yeah, no, he's great. He's got superhuman strength, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, spell casting. He's just a badass motherfucker, man.
It's all about the helmet, right?
Yep, the helmet. Yes, the helmet is known as Naboo.
Naboo, is that it? The helmet of Naboo.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, because Kent Nelson is basically your standard person, like.
He
The
was
helmet is the
stripper.
planet of Avatar.
I'm sorry, what?
The helmet is the planet of the Star Wars.
Oh, not that Naboo.
Not that
Not,
Naboo.
this is NABU.
Yeah, NA.
Yeah. Not NABLO.
Good distinction.
Got
Yeah.
Well, you're also at the mercy
I
of.
love that, Will.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
So,
You're at the mercy of fate as well. It's like he takes over your body. It's like he can be like, I want to continue doing this, and fuck you, you're stuck inside your own body right now.
yeah.
Because they don't have control or anything, right?
No, because Kent Nelson basically goes into another dimension while Naboo takes over Kent Nelson's body and then handles it for a while. And it's up to the mask or Naboo who can release Kent Nelson at will from the mask, basically letting him come back to reality. So it's a it's a sacrifice for any.
Kind of a
hero
catch
to
22.
do.
Yeah.
You know what my least favorite thing about Dr. Fate is?
What's that?
How fucking hard he is to play with in the Injustice games.
Yeah, it's
He's such a difficult character to play with.
He's so
Yeah.
floaty.
Dude, he is so floating.
I
His
wanted-
power set is weird. It's hard to get a combo flow on that bitch.
I wanted to give him up, but like I did have to give him up. I could not.
Dude, that was
That
was a frustrating one to have to deal with. But there's a lot of cool media with Dr. Fate.
I almost chose him as my character, so I'm glad we had no collaboration. I'm glad I didn't do something.
Good. Yeah, no, he's definitely classified by the Ankh. So every time you see him rolling, he's got the Ankh, and he's got like the
What is it?
Rock of Eternity.
The Ankh, it's like the cross, but at the top of it, it's a little like
It's
loop.
a little bow.
Yeah.
So
Very Egyptian in nature.
Classifies the infinity or the infinity piece of life.
What was it? Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay?
Yes, exactly.
Oh
Where
my
it's,
God.
where it's instead of Ken Nelson, it's that stripper dude for a minute.
He had that tramp stamp.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, yeah, because he just
Like, he
like
was super physically fit.
the boot just needs really strong bodies to be able to inhabit. Yeah, so that's
He
he's
got
like, oh, you have a strong body, cool. let's
Right.
do this.
Dude, that one was so. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay is a pretty decent flick.
It's a great show.
I enjoyed
It's a
it
great
quite
show.
a bit. A lot of those animated ones are pretty good, dude. Like the Constantine one that I referenced on there, the City of Demons, dude, that is dark. Like, you don't walk away feeling awesome about the movie or yourself. Kind of the situation as a whole.
No.
Um,
You should also check out the Screw Attack, if we're gonna push different
Metroid?
media.
Samus? What?
No, the Screw Attack version of Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange.
Super fun.
The YouTube
A
channel.
great one.
Super fun.
You'd be
Yeah,
surprised
YouTube
the way
that
it
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff. Good choice. Also, I also think you flip flop, your A and B characters.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
I get it.
I blacked out.
It doesn't really matter.
All right, we're running a little bit long here, so before we introduce Jerry's last character, I think he's the last one to have his B character, right?
Correct.
Okay, we are going to, do we need to take another break?
No, that's okay.
Okay, cool.
Finish it up, yeah.
We're going to introduce our very last beer of the night, also in a can, a Crowler. We already mentioned we got it from Growler Guys. This is the Fort George Cavatica Stout. Runs about 8.9 ABV, if my memory serves.
8.9?
Yeah.
Dang.
And the awesome thing about this beer that I have found is that, one, it's very complex. It is a stout, obviously, so it's dark. And I poured this thing on, and it looked like I was pouring on motor oil. And
Yeah, it was dark and thick AF, that's for sure.
yeah, and I've been finding it around Boise that it's actually one of the cheaper beers in town. And in fact,
Really?
out of the 3 that I got from Growler Guys, because I got a Crowler tri-pack or whatever, it was the cheapest one. It was $7.99 at Crowler Guys, or Growler Guys as it is. Also, if you go to Growler Guys on Thursdays and you get Crowlers, you get $1 off every Crowler that you buy. So I actually paid $6.99 before tax on this beer, which is amazing for a 32-ounce beer, right? Normally,
it really is. It
Normally
really
That's a
is.
great deal, man.
Yeah.
Killed it.
So yeah, this beer I've had before many times, and it's a good staple if you can find it at a bar and you're just looking to like, hey, I want something that's pretty good ABV that's gonna mess me up, but it's gonna taste good, and I can just kind of chill with it as long throughout the night as I want. It's a good go-to, at least in my opinion. Vic, what do we have over there on the Untapped? If you got it pulled up now.
I don't have a lot. It's a 8.8% alcohol by volume. It's sitting at 30 IBUs, but it has an average rating of 3.91. It's got 19,000 total check-ins, 14,000 unique check-ins, and about 186 check-ins this month.
Where is Fort George located? I think it's in Oregon, right?
Unclear.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I'll get back to you.
All right, thanks.
All right, let's get into this guy. Yeah, this is dark. Dork. You can
Darkest
see
night.
through that.
This is probably our darkest beer of the night too.
Oh, not, I mean, easily.
Yeah,
Easily.
and we were trying to get, dark beers for Halloween and whatever, and yeah, this one I saw it and I was like,
This
oh,
is stouty smelling.
I
for
can't pass it
Sure.
up because I know we haven't had it on the pod.
That's in Astoria, Oregon.
That's it. I love Astoria. It's great. It's on their way to Cannon Beach.
Yeah, where the goodies were from. That's good.
Yeah, and Pelican Beer is, and I think Rogue is over near Astoria too. Rogue Brewing. Yeah. Anyways,
That's a traditional stout, that's for sure.
yeah. What do you guys think?
I think it's fine. I think it is intense. Intense in flavor, intense in the way it sits in your mouth. You can taste the 8.8, 8.9%, whatever it is. If you like that sort of thing, and I know a lot of people that do, I think you would like this beer.
I think the booziness to me, it almost has more of that, because it doesn't taste boozy to me. It almost tastes like you want something that you would find in like a bourbon barrel beer, only without, the bourbon aspect of it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It does, yeah.
I do catch into the booziness on this one.
I kind of could see, referring to what Eric was saying earlier, where it does taste a little barbecue-y.
Oh, I don't get barbecue either, actually.
Well, fuck you.
I had a friend whose wife, whatever beer it was, and most of the time this guy's drinking stouts, but she would always say that it tastes like soy sauce. Any beer, always soy sauce.
Women, am I right?
I don't know, her palate was probably messed up or something.
Probably.
So,
Could be.
I
What
don't
do you
know.
guys think? Sorry, I interrupted. Pollard.
It's rich, that's for sure. You get a lot of coffee,
yes.
lot of chocolate.
Mm.
It makes me feel glad I don't work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Just a trip, huh?
I'm not a big stout
True.
guy, man. It's bitter. It's heavy. No, like I could
It is
drink many
a
of
bit
these.
heavy.
It's fine.
Are there not days when you're just like, I want a heavier beer?
No, not this
No?
heavy. Not just. I don't care for stouts and porters really. Like if I want something heavier, I'll get like an Imperial IPA.
To each his own.
Cool.
Yeah, it's our rules.
Where do you go, Nick?
That's Jerry.
I'm gonna go 3.25. I definitely have to be in the mood for this type of beer that has a lot of booziness to it, and it's very smooth. It's very chocolatey. I get a lot of those caramel notes, but for me, I have to be in the mood for this one.
Agreed.
Okay.
3.75.
Oh, you like it?
It's a tasty beer.
Yeah.
It's a tasty beer.
PK, I'm right there with you with 3.75. I had my answer written down right before that. So, cool.
What's the
All right,
Our
Jerry.
fucking soundproofing keeps falling off our fucking room.
Dude, I know. There are 2 certain panels that are a little bit more
Prone to it.
than others. My last character that I have is, again, another one that's kind of cheating. I like how all of us had kind of one comic book character and one not comic book character, but they still kind of count. On there, my next one is Ermac.
His name is Ermac.
Who?
That's my favorite character.
From Mortal Kombat.
Who?
You say? I really like Ermac. He was.
I'm just kidding. I know who the Red Ninja
Oh,
is.
of course you know who Ermac is. I know you do. But a lot of people don't. Like, this is a fun thing. A few years ago, Vic, Paula, our friend Jared, and we went down to the Salt Lake Comic Con, and we can still be called that. Fuck you, San Diego. Fuck your family. I don't know what
Fuck your family.
but we went as old school Mortal Kombat characters. And so we had, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, and Ermac.
Noob Saibot.
No, it wasn't in the Mortal Kombat one. Technically, neither was Ermac.
Yes.
Or was he?
He wasn't.
Or was
He wasn't.
Or was he?
Check the code. He wasn't.
He was not.
Check
But
the code.
there was a huge urban legend saying that he was
That there
in
was a
there within the
Red
diagnostic
Ninja.
screen and the Red Ninja. There was even, it went as far as to where Electric Gaming Monthly published a submitted screenshot from the first Mortal Kombat game and a letter from what did I say? AGM?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Electronic Gaming Monthly, shut up, Will. Published a submitted screenshot from the first Mortal Kombat game and a letter from Tony Casey that claimed he played against a red ninja named Ermac and taken a Polaroid of the screen as evidence.
Tony was high.
Oh, he just super doctored the photo. And even like 2 weeks later, he sent in this whole thing on what you had to do to get there, beat the game, flawless victory when the second cloud overpasses on the seventh uppercut or something like that.
Oh, it was when something passed through the moon.
Right, and it really created, well, that was Reptile because you could face Reptile and that was a real thing.
Yeah.
But there was this super huge thing that led to Ermac that just wasn't actually there, but it was one of the first like deep urban legend myths in video games, to the point where Ed Boon and the rest of them decided to actually create a character of it. That's a dope ass backstory.
So I know of him as the red cloth ninja who, and I mean, there's even like a purple ninja, right? Called
Rain.
Rain.
Purple Rain, baby.
Yeah. The blue one is Sub-Zero, the yellow one is Scorpion, the green one is Reptile. The blue chick is Katana, and the pink / magenta
Melina.
and
But then there was Noob Saibot.
and then there's the gray one, which is Jade, and then there's also the
No,
green one was Jade,
Yeah.
and then the gray one was Smoke,
Mhm.
and then they had the robots.
Cyber ninjas, Cyrax, and Sector.
Yes. See, we know our stuff. We are nerds. Mm.
Oh, I love Mortal Kombat is one of my all-time favorite
It's
video
great
game
lore.
franchises. And it goes deep too. Like, I love that
So
Ermac.
Tell me about him.
Well, and it was the coding error for Ermac was
ERMC.
error macro.
Okay, yeah.
And so it was a diagnostics error on something or other. But story-wise, well, so a little bit about Ermac. He's from Outworld.
Okay.
Okay. His fighting styles are Choi Lei Fut, which is Wushu, focusing primarily on joint lock manipulation, which apparently my phone auto-corrected to joint lock navigation. But that's kind of what you see, somebody punches at you, you grab their arm, twist it, and then karate punch him in the elbow. Sort of shit like that. And also Hua Chuan, Huachun, which is long fist kung fu. So distance fighting kung fu sort of thing.
What's the stuff where he shoots green stuff out of him?
The orbs.
That is a little bit
Ejaculation?
different. Close. It's spiritual ejaculation.
Okay.
But damn spiritual ejaculation. Whatever.
Which
you want
ties
to
it
call
into our
that.
theme.
So essentially, he was created by Shao Kahn and Quan Chi, and he's essentially all the souls that Shao Kahn took wrapped into one dude. So that's why Ermac always refers to himself in the plural. If you look at his face, he's got this really fucked up like zombie looking thing, and there's a pendant that he has in his chest bolted to his spine that keeps his body together, and all these souls kind of wrapped into one, as it were. Very tormented sort of person. So he's a weird created being. There was one lore where he flip-flopped a bunch. He was good, or he was bad guy, and then Shao Kahn died, and then he was just roaming the nether realm without a purpose, wandered amongst our good blind friend Kenshi. Thank you.
Was he the first orb that Dante from the movie the video game Dante's whatever,
Inferno?
Not Dante's Inferno. I'm sorry. No, Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Was he
Oh,
was he one of those orbs?
Probably.
Like the first incarnation of that, or
I don't know enough about Devil's May Cry.
or I'm thinking Dark Souls or something like
Could
that.
be. But no, he's just Shao Kahn sucker, man. But at that point, when he ran into Kenshi broke the curse, so he didn't have to serve Shao Kahn or wander aimlessly anymore.
Okay.
And he actually taught Kenshi telekinesis, a whole bunch of other things, and became a good guy for quite a while. And then when they did the Mortal Kombat reboot in 2011,
Annihilation.
he went back to kind
Being
of
a
a
bad
servant of being a bad guy, is currently responsible for who blew up, crushed Jax's arms, imploded. I don't know quite what you call that.
Ripped them off. That's what Jax does.
It wasn't
He rips
even
them
like,
off.
well, he's the reason Jax has cybernetic arms, because he did like a womp, womp, womp telekinesis things to Jax, and his arms went
Oh, okay.
up like,
Why does he dress like a red ninja then if he's like this like tortured soul?
he's nowhere near as red anymore. They did a big costume redesign in Mortal
Is
Kombat
he brown?
X. He's got a lot more black in him with shades of red,
It's like
where he
wraps,
looks a little
you
bit
know.
more like a wrap, almost like a wraith, if you were. So he has
Okay.
his story and his look have evolved quite a bit. from
Quite a
the
bit.
beginning.
Quite a bit
But
since, what was it, Mortal Kombat trilogy, I think is where you made
The first Mortal Kombat 3 was the first appearance.
Okay.
And it was actually Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Hence Mortal
was his
Kombat trilogy.
The
But
first
yeah,
appearance, not the original release of Mortal Kombat 3. Look,
don't
for
get,
knowledge,
we don't need to go into that.
It's
A little
that's
silly.
level. But yeah, that's what I got. Or mask.
Sweet.
And I mean, I cosplayed as the guy, so it's got a special place in my heart. Oh, that was the point I was going to make. When we were all going in Comic-Con, people would be like, oh, look, it's fucking Sub-Zero, Reptile, Scorpion, and the red one.
Oh my God, yes.
So awesome.
Yes.
Because Vic
Yeah.
was Sub-Zero, I was Scorpion, Jerry was Reptile, and then Jerry got fucking
Ermac,
Ermac.
which I loved it because I love the black and red combination, and we all
It was
looked
good on you.
dope,
Yeah,
dude.
we
We
looked
all
great.
looked dope. Like
Great.
people, you can go check, I don't know, my Instagram, Facebook, something for pictures. We've got them up there, but
Killing it.
we got a lot of people. That's when you know you did a good job. One, if you buy a costume and show up to Comic-Con, you're a fucking asshole. But if people walk up to you like, did you buy that costume? You're like,
No.
Can we take your picture? Because we can go fucking anywhere about that stuff and take pictures.
exactly how often you get stopped to take pictures. It was super fun. I can't wait to do something like that.
I think if you ever go to Comic-Con, you almost need to dress up. You need to have a plan.
Well, you have to have at least
Should.
one dress.
At
up
least
day.
one dress-up day, because it's
Yeah.
going to be 3 days. Find some cool T-shirts or something. Make sure if you're not dressed up, you're talking to people that are dressed up and appreciating the hard work they did. Nobody's ever not flattered to have their picture taken after the hard work.
Well, and
Yeah.
here's the other thing. Don't wear the costume all 3 days.
Oh, it'll be
Oh,
stinky.
yeah. You do not want to
If you
that.
do, hang it up and Febreze the motherfuck out of it.
Probably just don't do it.
But probably just have more than one costume. It's fun. You guys got anything else? What do you watched anything, read anything, played anything you want to talk about before we wrap up? Or going to?
I think almost more than half of us finished up Daredevil 3.
Pretty close. We're not going to talk about that yet, but
I
man,
know.
I loved it. So good.
I finished up the Spider-Verse comic book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hot.
Yeah, dude. Yes. And I wanted to read that specifically because the Sony movie is coming out this Christmas.
Can't wait for that. It's gonna be so much fun.
Let's
Yeah, I
do it.
think we're all going to go to that, I think.
For sure.
And yeah, I wanted to make sure that I knew like the actual backstory of it and see, you know, like who's the villain, like how does this all happen, what's the whole thing, and know, you know, what all of the different Spider-Men or Spider-Women or Spider-Gals,
Spider pigs.
yeah, Spider-Pigs, Spider-Monkey, look like and are and how they act. Yeah, I was super impressed by that. I will say this though, if you end up picking up the like hardbound or even paperback version of that book, know that before you start reading it, it is not in chronological order. And the book stops about halfway through. They have the rest of the series, like, because it'll give you little hints in like little boxes and it'll say like to follow what these guys did,
Yeah.
you know, check this book.
This issue. Yeah.
Yeah, those issues are actually in the back of the collection of the paperback or the hardback. They're in there, so you have to go find them. There's no page numbers. Don't get me started on that. But you find them, you go read that, and then you come back to the main.
That could be the problem when you get the giant cataloged book of it, when it's all of them together.
But
That
that's the
were
way to
published
do
with the
it.
same. True, but it is still a fun one. I don't know. Mine is
It was
Daredevil.
good.
I watched Daredevil. I watched Incredibles too. They're both great. You should watch them.
I dig 'em. I dig 'em both. Yeah.
Ocean's 8 is nothing but just makes you want to watch Ocean's 11.
I have no desire to watch that. Probably not gonna.
Yeah.
What about you, Victor? Almost done with Spider-Man? Almost done with Daredevil?
Yep, I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I'm about on episode 10 of Daredevil, and about 70% through Spider-Man. So I'm working my way through.
What about you, Paul?
I'm gonna start watching Titans.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Especially now that I have the app.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should do that. It's a good
Is
show.
this is on the DC
Yeah.
streaming? Okay,
I'll give it to you. It's pretty great.
will do.
Give it to him in the butt.
Yeah.
Is that it? Paul? What else?
What? Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it.
We're all tired.
Appreciate the staying around with us, guys. I know we had a lot of fun conversation on here. Let us know your favorite paranormal character in comic books or anything thereof.
Does everybody have a favorite beer?
Oh shit, probably.
Mine was the Phantom Bride, easily. That was the highest rated one that I had.
Probably the Phantom Bride.
I would agree with you guys. Phantom Bride.
Oh yeah, same here.
All right, look at that. Beer of the night, Phantom Bride. Let's go. Go listen to the Deftones.
Good job, Belching Beaver.
Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on all things social media at Brewnomics. If you had to hunt down our podcast, let us know. We'll make sure it's on your app. Until next time, I've been Jerry.
I'm Paula.
I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Oh my god, I got a piece of it.
Dude, that's why that first one broke the seal. That's why I had to just fucking go.
There's a picture of all the cans and stuff, right? Or
I don't know, actually.